Hey guys, it's Dean with Manful Yoga, and today we're going to cover a few basic, or maybe not so basic, wrist exercises to keep your wrist healthy, happy, keep some mobility, keep the flexibility, and also keep them pain-free. So a lot of us spend a lot of time at our desk during the day. Even if you have a stand-up desk, you're still going to be typing like this or doing this with your fingers. So your wrists are like this kind of constantly during the day, and we're not really getting any of this curling motion. So it's necessary to get the wrist moving in different ways in order to keep your wrist healthy and balanced, so to speak. So we're going to start off today with a few wrist stretches, and then I'm going to show you how we can integrate them into a yoga workout. So we're going to start off on the ground in a tabletop position, and I'm going to direct the camera over to here now, so I'm watching you guys. We're going to flip the hands around so that the fingers are facing me, and then I'm just going to kind of roll, maybe move from side to side. Not roll, but just move side to side. Keep the heel of my palm down, and then lean back. So leaning my body away from that point, and then maybe moving from side to stretch my forearms to keep those guys happy. Moving back and forth. I can also move up and down if I want to kind of add some dynamic stretching into this. And just work into where you feel there's some resistance or it's tight. So you can be kind of creative with this. You can move around in a circle. You can twist from side to side, right? So I'm going to move kind of back and forth, side to side like this to get a bit of a different stretch. I'm just working into your wrist so we can keep your wrist mobile and happy. Mobility is the first kind of pillar of your fitness, or more so the first base, the first pyramid level of your fitness. All right, and then we're going to do the exact opposite of that. So we're going to push the top of your hand into the ground very lightly and stretch here. Okay, so notice that. The back of my hand is on the ground, and I'm just lightly stretching. So lightly moving. Now, the first time you do this, it might feel pretty sensitive, but believe it or not, there are some people who can do full planches or push-ups and crow pose with their hands in this position. So it is possible to work into that strength. So if it feels really weird at first, that's really normal. So don't be concerned. Don't push past the point of where it hurts. Your wrists are kind of important. So just kind of moving gingerly through this to stretch your wrist in a different way. And then let's switch sides. So one way I like to counter that, make a fist and then press into the ground with a fist of that hand you just stretched. It's going to help release the tenderness of that hand. All right, and then switching sides, pressing the top of your right hand into the ground. Again, kind of moving from side to side, back and forth, maybe even twisting. Whatever you want to do to help work into this wrist. So this is really good for countering what you're doing during the day with your wrist, which probably is a whole lot of nothing. So getting back into the mobility before we go into a workout. All right, and then again, let's counter this. Make a fist, press down into the ground, tighten your forearms, use those muscles that we just worked into. All right, and now from here, moving into some push-ups with that technique. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to start with our hands pretty close to our knees, sorry. So hands under the shoulders. We're going to slowly lower down and then release to the tops of our hands. So here. And then I'm going to push back up slowly, just like I would do a normal push-up, okay? And then slowly bring the hands in, back to fist. So slow and in control is what we really want to focus on here. Don't do this quickly. It's not going to feel good. Now, if you feel like that's not enough resistance for you, bring your knees a little further back. That's going to put more weight into your wrist. So it's basically a push-up, okay? You're putting the weight into your upper body, pushing down into the hands to get back up. The further you go away, the more difficult this is. So for me, for example, this might be the max that I want to do. Pushing up slowly with control. See? So a lot of pressure there, a lot of strength, and that's only going to come with time. So it's not going to happen overnight. It just takes time just doing that, getting your wrist into that position. If your wrists feel kind of weird right now, again, that's okay, that's normal, especially if you haven't done this. All right, let's go into some other wrist exercises. So one thing that you can do while your arms are maybe just idling overhead, or actually, sorry, out to the sides in Warrior 2, instead, press the backs of your hands away from one another while bringing your fingers in toward your wrists. So kind of making these half fists, and then doing the exact opposite, pressing your hands away, bringing your fingertips toward the backs of your wrist, like this. So this actually adds a full upper body stretch to this movement. So we're getting a stretch here for the front of the body, stretching the chest, actually stretching the back side of the body here, excuse me, and then stretching the back, or the front of the body here, bringing the fingers toward the back, arching your back just a little bit, maybe even looking up, pressing your fingers out wide, pressing the palms out wide, reaching your fingers back one by one. And then again, pressing the backs of your hands away from one another, chin toward your throat, fingers in. All right, and then go ahead and release. Okay, so hopefully your wrists are feeling a little sore, maybe a little more mobile now. This is a good time to go into another workout if you're planning on doing that, or if you're just at your desk and you wanted to do some wrist mobility exercises. There you go. So if you're not a member, I'll see you guys on another workout, on another video. And if you're a member, stick around. It says the workout starts now.